And now, Gilbert, it's time for Compas on the NFL. Gilbert, you released your mock draft 2023 for SI.com. Now, I'm going to go first this time because I want to tell you what I thought. Man, I think it's exactly, and that's without trades and all the madness. But
Yep.
I think this draft, Gilbert, everything's been crazy about this. This season was weird. The offseason's been weird. I think the draft is going to be strange. Gilbert, you don't have an offensive lineman going into the ninth, overall. That is crazy. Like the fact that so many people are like, it's just that this is going to be dominated by edge rushing, tight ends, and quarterbacks. I think that's what's going to dominate this draft. It's just going to be nuts. I noticed that about your draft, and then obviously you didn't have receivers going that much. Like that was crazy as well. Because I've heard the rumor too that not a lot of that the only person that has a first round grade on them is a kid out of Ohio State. And other than that, that's the only one.
Jaxon Smith-Njigba.
Yeah. By the way, you missed a huge opportunity, Gilbert. I'm very disappointed.
I know. Your boy Michael Mayer, not Michael Myers.
No, not that. No. You could have gone 2 for 1, Gilbert. You could have given CJ Stroud his receiver from Ohio State. He could be going to Houston and being like, "Oh, I'm timid. I don't know anybody." And then Gilbert could have been the hero. And at 12, boom, here's your teammate. There's your receiver.
It's a down year for receivers, man.
There's your teammate.
It's not Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow.
hey, 2.0. No, but I saw exactly what you were doing. I would have done I agree with most of the way your draft kind of fell. I thought that's exactly the way I would have gone with it. The only one is the Bijan Robinson one. That one's crazy. That one was interesting. 14th overall. That was interesting, but I understand why. The guy's explosive. He's a playmaker, and who knows? Maybe the Patriots do end up trading for Lamar Jackson, and maybe it's a Bijan Robinson and Lamar Jackson show in the backfield. But I for the most part, I agree with your mock draft. You're probably one of the more sensible mock drafts that I've seen compared to like other ones that I've seen on the internet.
Yeah, just I'll start with this. I don't want to drive myself crazy by doing trades. The one easy one to do is Colts moving up one spot to get their quarterback with the Cardinals, and because also too, you're the Cardinals. Like you don't want to trade back too far down. We could get Will Anderson as a really legit edge rusher. You don't want to mess around. Just trade down one spot, get a couple picks, and then you get Will Anderson. But the thing, Fernando, you kind of made me feel better here. The one thing I'm losing sleep over my mock draft. The rest I'm okay with. Is I think I had way too many edge rushers go early, so it kind of like maybe ruined the mock a little bit. I guess because like Lucas Van Ness, like people said he didn't even start a game. Iowa, maybe he did, not too many. Like that was kind of a reach for me. But like everything I was reading, this guy could play on the edge, could play on the inside.
Yeah.
What do the Lions need? Is like they need more defensive linemen to go with Aiden Hutchinson. And I'm like, okay, you know what? If you could play, like for me, like if you could do a little bit of everything, because why is Khalil Mack special? Because he can set the edge and also rush the quarterback. So I like the guys who could do a little bit of everything. And that does concern me a little bit. Like I also was doing a story that will come out later this week, like the top draft misses of the last 10 years, and Deion Jordan was one of them. And he didn't really start a game at Oregon, or maybe his final year didn't really like play too much.
Yeah.
So but everybody's different, right? Everybody's a different story. And then I had like a lot of teams need edge rushers. Like that's a big important piece of your roster. And I had like Nolan Smith going to the Eagles. I think Murphy from Clemson going to the Falcons. All these teams lack pass rushers, but these guys might not be like top 15 prospects. And that's where I kind of like maybe put a wrench in the mock. But again, who knows how these mocks are going to turn out? You know, I'm pretty confident in Bryce Young, because everything you hear now, all the smoke is like they love Bryce Young. So we'll see about that. But the thing that's tricky too, Fernando, to kind of touch on all your topics or your points here, like one, there's no like legit star wide receiver. So you know what? I think my people might wait on a wide receiver
next year. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Dude, every time I was doing like research on Stroud or Njigba, they're like, man, every time I was watching tape on these guys, I couldn't take my eyes off of Marvin Harrison Jr. I was like,
he just does everything.
He's gonna be legit. So, but like even like the cornerbacks, like not like this is like they're good, but you can't figure out which one's number one. So it's at that point, it's kind of like, what's your flavor? What do you need in the scheme? What do you need?
They all got burnt. Like there was not a Sauce Gardner in here where you're like, oh, this guy was a shutdown. He could take guys away, or like Patrick Surtain a couple of years ago.
And
there's nothing like that in here.
the trend is like now, like if you get a top 10 corner, it might pay off. But like for a long time, you wouldn't draft corners that high. Like even the guy from the Lions, Okuda, right? Jeff Okuda, top 3. He hasn't done anything. So there's always a gamble. And then the tackle was the last thing you mentioned, Fernando. You know, I kind of like this for the Bears because they also need a pass rusher, but they also got to protect Justin Fields. And the one that the people are really kind of sure about is the Skoronski. I don't want to butcher his name.
Yeah.
The guy from Northwestern.
Skoronski.
Like Skoronski, there you go. Like he's not as polished as Rashawn Slater was, his former teammate, but he's versatile. And sometimes you want just a floor to be that he's versatile. He could plug in guys inside or outside. Remember just how Year was a versatile guy. I know it's a different kind of level of draft pick, but sometimes that's just your safe floor and you're polished as a guard. Just take a chance and plug in the guy and don't think about it. So, but even tackle, like nobody is a for sure player. Like the guy like I did a lot of research was Darnell Wright, the tackle from Tennessee. People say he's a stud, but don't play him a left tackle. He stinks at left. So you have to play him a right tackle. So it's really weird.
Did you see people are going? He's going after reporters on Twitter.
I didn't see that.
I saw he sent some guy, hey numbskull, I could actually play left. Like he's going at people on like
I don't need to see this show.
He's DMing people. So
that's the knock on him that he couldn't play leather. All the research I was doing, it was weird. So, but I guess he's really good. But you saw Tristan Wirfs and Panay Sewell are doing well, right? Tackle.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you can't be sensitive over this stuff. I mean, and that's the thing. The people are going to nitpick and they're going to try and go after you for the next few months. They're going to try and see where you come from. Dude, if you don't think they've hit up your best friend, your best friend's best friend, like if you don't think
ex-girlfriend's best friend.
Exactly. Everybody, the girl that you dated for a little bit in high school, like they hit up everybody, bro. Like they got I think they got like CIA people on there. Like it's a lot of craziness that they do with this. But